I guess it didn't want me to go that way. Hi, everyone. I don't know why this live wants to do this, but that's fine. You know what? It's the way she goes. All right, all right, all right. We got an exciting show for you today. Let me just get set up here. All right, all right. Do my hair. Okay. All right. Hello, hello, everybody. Maybe I'll come a little closer. Come a little closer. Don't be shy. Get a little closer with Arid Extra Dry. Oh my God, that's an old commercial from when I was really young. I used to watch a lot of TV. All right, everyone. Okay, today we're talking about something big. Uranus is moving into Gemini soon on April 26th. And this is the reason why many of us are feeling a little bit nervous and restless because Uranus is it's like a lot of electricity and change. And Uranus always kind of makes you a little nervous because it has a lot to do with the nervous system, and it's moving into Gemini. This is a really big transit for everybody. Gemini is the Wi-Fi, it's the air, it's the communications. We're going to talk a little bit more about that because this transit doesn't just affect us personally, it affects us on a collective level. And so Uranus, the planet of awakening, of shock, of rebellion too, and sudden change. And then Gemini rules the communication, the media, the learning, the internet, how we think as well. That's Gemini. So when these two come together, well, we get massive shifts in information and how it's delivered. And the truth comes out fast, as we've already been seeing. And there's new technologies and people waking up, right, in unexpected ways. What's really wild is that if you think about when's the last time Uranus was in Gemini and kind of how it changed the world forever. Well, I'm going to break that down. Okay. Last time was 1941 to 1949-ish. Okay. So in that 1941 to 1949 little decade there, we had World War II, information warfare, there was global conflict, propaganda, media control, and radio at the time was the main tool for influence, right? And remember, Gemini equals communication and Uranus equals disruption. So this was sort of this war of information as well. In 1945, we also had the atomic bomb, which was sudden, kind of a shocking technological breakthrough, and it changed the power structures pretty fast, pretty much instantly. And this is classic Uranus energy, unexpected, explosive, world altering, right? We also had the rise of mass communication, and this was radio dominance. And this was earlier television development as well. So we had a faster spread of information than ever before. We also had some code breaking and like in the intelligence field. For example, cryptography, the Enigma code, you could look that up later. Secret intelligence networks, right? Because Gemini, data, codes, signals. And then we also had rapid tech and transportation growth as well. There was this air travel expansion and military technology breakthroughs as well. And then we have, of course, the media power explosion, I want to call it. The governments were shaping narratives, right? People were beginning to question the truth too, even at that time. So, last time Uranus was in Gemini, the world entered an information revolution during the chaos. This time, we're entering a digital and AI driven awakening. So, what does this mean for the collective through this transit, Uranus and Gemini, 2026 to 2033? Okay. Well, number one, it's this mass awakening, which we've already been seeing. There's this mental thing going on and information going on, right? People questioning everything, old narratives collapsing, truth spreading fast. So that's what we're seeing right now with the Uranus in Gemini, and we're already feeling that, right? And we've got the AI tech explosion. You know, maybe some new brain to computer interfaces, new ways of learning and thinking. Some people deep in conspiracy issues are talking about soul transfer technology too. You could look deeper into that. But there's a big content and media boom, meaning everybody's now a broadcaster, right? We've got people like me on YouTube and TikTok and everything like that. Everyone becomes a broadcaster. Independent voices rise, right? Uranus, independence. And then we have the traditional media weakening, right? I saw a stat somewhere and I can't remember what it was, but how YouTube has is an X and places like that, like they have way more viewers than the old traditional media broadcasts, right? Interesting. And so we've got this short attention span thing too happening, fast reality shifting as well. There's just really rapid changes, and it seems like every day there's something new. It's just fast, fast, fast. And that's Gemini too. It's fast information, sudden opportunities, new ways of thinking too. I mean, there's an awareness now to neurodivergence, right? And quantum thinking as well, and multi-dimensional perspectives are happening too. So this isn't just about what's happening out there, okay? This is about how you think and speak and share your voice with this Uranus and Gemini. So now I'm going to go into Aries to Pisces, the zodiac stuff. Oh, by the way, join me later tonight on Zoom. I have a link there in the chat for more readings where we're going to get together and you don't have to go on camera, but like if you wanted to go on camera, I could bring you into the spotlight and do some personal readings and stuff. So we're just going to have a good time. That's later tonight. So check out the link here to join me tonight on Zoom. All right. So that'll be fun. Okay. So let's talk about sign by sign. Before that, though, I want to just pull, I don't know, some cards from our deck, the Power of Eight Chakra, Lenormand for Uranus and Gemini, maybe some stuff to validate what we've just said with the astrology. Whoops, it just fell. And that looks like I'm going to reshuffle. I'm going to reshuffle. All right, Uranus and Gemini for everyone. What could we know to go with the astrology portion we just talked about? Okay, so we got something about the fish, which is money and abundance. Money in abundance. It could be also your business too with the fish. Ah, I just said business and I got the tower card. Ooh, the hair. Okay. So we've got, money having to do with the authority, the buildings, the government can sometimes be off. So I'm thinking with Uranus and Gemini too, they are going to announce something soon with the digital currency kind of deal, right? And I'm feeling traditional money is starting to go away, and it was I had taken out a bunch of cash and dispersed it around, and I was just remembering the feeling of having money, when you're grandma and grandpa used to give you money in the card, or the tooth fairy under the pillow, there was money, like just like real money. And so just something to think about, how Uranus and Gemini is going to change the commerce, the money, with the fish and tower together too. However, this can also mean business, having your own business, or certain businesses can flourish under the Uranus and Gemini transit as well. And so let's just pull one more card for everybody. See, the star, hopes, wishes, dreams is a lot about the mind too. With the star, the neurons that go on in the brain, right? So we've got fish, tower, and star. So there is something new happening here with the currency, but also a lot of people's, um, you know, I'm seeing a lot of digital currency stuff with this combination because the star is a lot about the brain and stuff like that too, just like Gemini. Let's see what I wrote about the 16 star. There's faith, there's trust, there's reputation, there's brain activity. Um, when you wish upon a star, yeah, and so I don't know. I think there's ability to find success as well with this combination under the Uranus and Gemini thing, and that things are faster, success can arrive faster, and just finding the right framework because the Tower card is ruled by Saturn, which likes to have a framework, which likes to have a process, right? A foundation too, and structure, right? So I think that with some structure, we can do better with our money and have lots of success with the star in that as well. But on the other thing, this is a lot about the digital currency stuff that's coming out soon. Okay. So that looks interesting indeed. Okay, let's move on. What about Aries? Let's start with Aries. So Aries, okay. Um with Uranus and Gemini, this is affecting your third house of communication. So you're getting a lot of these new revolutionary ideas, Aries, business ideas, speaking your truth, content creation, all that kind of stuff in the third house. It's a busy, busy time, but it is, affecting quite a bit your nervous system, Uranus, Gemini, third house, which has a lot about the lungs, the breathing, the nervous system, okay, anxiety. And so we want to do a lot of those breathing exercises and things to calm the stress and to calm the nervous system. So you could study that, Aries, for sure. Now with Taurus, this is Uranus is in Gemini in your second house of money and income. So you could have money shifts, Taurus, for sure, during this transit. New income streams, which you're already seeing already, right? Because it's not like right on April 26th when Uranus moves into Gemini, that's when it's already been rippling out. Like we're already feeling it already before it even really starts. Okay. But for you, Taurus, you could be selling differently. And remember, we had that money card, the fish with the tower and the star. So, second house, though, Uranus in Gemini can affect your thyroid quite a bit and your neck and throat area, but especially your thyroid. So you want to do things that are good for your thyroid. And you could study that on your own. Ask your doctor, your naturopath, that kind of thing, because I'm not one of those, right? I'm just saying your thyroid can be affected, your throat can be affected, and that kind of thing. Has a lot to do with the vocal cords as well. Okay, Taurus? So look that up. Okay, Gemini and Gemini rising, and those with their moons in Gemini, of course. Well, this is Uranus and Gemini is in your sign, so you are definitely having huge transformations, maybe more than anybody else. It's your first house of the self. Okay, this is all about your identity being overhauled, Gemini. New version of you is emerging. But when it comes to the wellness, right, the first house has a lot to do with the head, the brain, and the skull. So we want to watch for over, the 5G, the Wi-Fi, the electromagnetic frequencies, things like that that go into your skull and your brain. So you want to study that, research that after this live, okay? Cancer, Cancer rising, Cancer moons. This is in your 12th house. Ooh, this is a lot about the subconscious stuff for you. But it's a subconscious awakening. Your intuition is on fire. You're like super psychic, super intuitive. But you're also releasing old patterns, Cancer, if you've been noticing. Releasing old patterns. That's a big one here for you with Uranus and Gemini is helping you do that. Now, the 12th house is a lot about your feet, but a lot about your lymphatic system, the lymph nodes, right? Lymph node massage you might want to do and look up the lymph nodes. It can be immune system too, like hidden conditions like the Epstein-Barr virus you might want to study and things like that. Ooh, that can cause mystery symptoms, right, Cancer? It could be also energy leaks or subconscious stress. So we really want to do some self-care for the next decade, okay? Because you've got a lot doing with the lymph nodes and the immune system and sometimes with the feet as well. Okay. Leo, okay. For you, this is Uranus and Gemini is hitting your 11th house. And so this is new networks for you, new collaborations, and it could be an explosion in your audience growth too, Leo. And you might find some unique kind of new people, maybe spiritually awakened people or technologically advanced people in your new, with the new public people that you're meeting and things like that, Leo, right? But definitely new networks for you, Leo. Now, the 11th house, when it comes to the wellness, this is a lot about your circulation as well as your lower legs and your ankles, but it has a lot to do with your circulation. So, community plus your future vision equals how good your circulation is. Okay. So, look up natural ways or things like that to improve the circulation of the blood. Okay. That'll be good for you, Leo. And Virgo, well, we've got the Uranus and Gemini affecting your 10th house of your career, fame, reputation. There's been changes in your career and your business, Virgo. All right. Career shock, but mostly upgrades, right? Good upgrades. Uranus likes to sort of break things down like the Tower card in Tarot in order to rebuild fresh. So just keep in mind, but there's unexpected opportunities, right? It might seem at first like, oh, I don't like how this is going or feeling, and all these changes in my career and business. What's going on, right? But then out of the chaos comes these wonderful opportunities for you, Virgo. So keep that in mind. When it comes to wellness, this is your skeleton, your joints, okay, and your knees. And so the more pressure and responsibility you feel, the more it impacts your joint stiffness. So you want to relax, right? And go with the flow and do things that make you feel good when it comes to your career and choosing those career and business paths that align with your new sort of direction. Okay. Yeah, I was sitting on my legs and they're stiff. Speaking of circulation. Okay, just wait. I'm going to go like this. All right, let's move on to Libra. Okay, so Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The Uranus and Gemini is hitting your ninth house, activating your ninth house. This is kind of exciting. This is a lot about the travel and the teaching, and very much about spiritual awakenings for a lot of you Libras and new belief systems here. And so that's going to be very exciting when things go through our ninth house. There's always big changes, but it's always like this expansion. Wow, exploration kind of feeling, learning, philosophy, all sorts of wonderful things. So I'm seeing for you, Libra, a lot of spiritual awakening. When it comes to the health and wellness, this is your liver. You really want to focus on your liver. Okay, look up all the stuff about your liver, right? And how to do that. I know that there's something you can do at home. You take your hands and just go like this and massage your the whole front stomach. Ah, feels nice, feels nice. Okay. Like that's something you can do to stimulate the liver and to help cleanse the liver too. So that looks good, Libra, indeed. All right, Scorpio, Scorpio rising. Those with your moons in Scorpio. This is Uranus and Gemini in your eighth house of transformation. This is big for you, Scorpio. Okay, you probably already started feeling it. Deep transformation concerning your shared money as well, and your power dynamics with people as well too. So there's big changes there. Transformation of an old you rising, like the phoenix rising for you, Scorpio too, rising out of any traumatic patterns or anything like that, and shine, the light shining on you to rise up. And when it comes to the health and wellness, this has a lot to do with your colon and your elimination. So the colon stuff, right? Looking up alternative healing for colon, and your reproductive system as well, and a little bit with the hormones. Okay, some Scorpios, you might be going through menopause or perimenopause too at this time, and it's just feeling really strongly with this Uranus and Gemini in your eighth house too. So you want to do things that support your hormone and your colon health. Okay, Scorpio. Now, when it comes to Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is your seventh house of Contracts, commitments, partnerships is a big one here for you, Sagittarius. So your relationships are changing fast, okay, Sag? And you could have unexpected partners now as well, or unexpected contracts, commitments. You're like, wow, I would have never thought that came into my field, right? So that's interesting for you, Sag. Now, the seventh house has a lot to do with your kidneys and your lower back, also hormone balance as well. You could look into adrenal draining those adrenals, massage. I really believe in massage, acupressure. You could just press certain meridians on your, and there's different ways. I learned one, two, 39 on each side. So you go like this, take your ear, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 39 times, and then do this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 39 times. All right. And that's kind of an old Chinese method to get things going too. You could also do your vagus nerve right behind your ears and that little divot here and divot here and rub that for a while. Ooh, that feels good already. Vagus nerve. So yes, that's good for you. And helping looking at kidney health, right? What can we do to improve our kidney health naturally through certain foods? Maybe um, maybe essential oils, or you'd have to look into that yourself or ask your homeopathic doctor or things like that. Do your own research, but look at the kidneys and the hormonal balancing for you. Okay, Sag? Capricorn rising, those are their moons in Capricorn. Uranus in Gemini is affecting your sixth house of your health and your daily routines. And so this is like you're getting a new lifestyle now, Capricorn, and changing the systems in your life, the daily routines. And it's a lot about lifestyle changes here. Now, when it comes to the health, well, in this case, this is a lot about the gut health, the intestines, and the digestion. So a lot about what you're eating, right? I would look up leaky gut syndrome, how to help that. Foods that cause inflammation, like gluten, dairy, sugar, alcohol, those things can cause extra inflammation. Things like that. Looking at your gut health is very good. Intestines, looking into eating more fermented foods. Just the other day, I had these cucumbers, mini cucumbers that were starting to turn. So I made a quick pickles in the fridge jar, right? And they're so good and easy, and it makes your cucumbers last, but also you're getting that fermentation, which is really good for the gut health and the microbiome. So very cool, Capricorn. New systems, new lifestyle. All right. And Aquarius rising, those with their moons in Aquarius. Well, I'm going to say we because I'm an Aquarius sun, right? We have the Uranus and Gemini on activating our fifth house. And this is creativity is exploding. Our passion projects, self expression is happening for us too. And when it comes to the fifth house for health and wellness, this has a lot to do with the heart. Having joy, getting to be creative, Aquarius, is going to help our heart, all right? Physically, the physical heart. And also with the upper back and the circulation, that's going to help too. So being joyful, doing the things you love, those passion projects, being creative, that and just having fun in life, playing more like a kid, or hanging out with children more, your children more, and playing with them and just really having fun in life again. Like that's a very good thing for Aquarius with this Uranus and Gemini. Okay. And it's going to help our circulation, the heart. Okay. Very important here. You could even do tapping on your heart, the tapping. I think it's called EFT tapping. You could look up that. But just tapping your heart, your whole chest, with the intent that your circulation and your heart is filled with joy. Okay, Aquarius? It can be very helpful. And Pisces rising, those with their moons in Pisces, Uranus, and Gemini is affecting your fourth house of your home, your family, your emotional foundations. Lots of this stuff shifting for you too, Pisces. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are moving or there's something within the family that's changing majorly. Could be many, many, many things. Could have a lot to do with real estate too. Uranus in cartomancy has a lot to do with real estate too, not just computers and tech and things like that too. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's like some real estate stuff going on with you, Pisces, for the next decade too. All right. Now, this is in your fourth house. So for health and wellness, this is a lot about the chest, the breasts, the stomach too, with the fourth house of home and emotional foundations. This is a lot about your emotional digestion. Okay. And so we really want to watch what we eat for sure and the inflammatory foods for sure. But also thinking about really thinking, what's bothering me internally that maybe I'm not sharing, and how could I make it better? How could I improve it? And that's going to help a lot with the fourth house of the stomach and the emotional digestion. Gut health too could be very good for you to look into leaky gut syndrome, maybe, and just digestive health in general. Uh, Especially if I wanted to say something that's coming to me too, especially if you're vegetarian and you're noticing a lot of symptoms or digestive issues. It could be that you're eating too many of like the lentils and the chickpeas and those kinds of foods, and it could be better to move into more potatoes. Okay, potatoes could be less inflammatory on your system. That's what just came to me, Pisces. So check that out, research that, okay? Could be good for you to have a little more potatoes than the chickpeas and the lentils, okay? All right. So, yeah, Uranus doesn't ask for permission, folks. It brings change whether you're ready or not. So if you've been feeling like something big is shifting in your life, well, you're not imagining it. Okay, you're not imagining it. So yeah, that's my Uranus and Gemini talk. How interesting indeed. I now I do have the Cards and Stars Academy, and we are getting together on our Zoom meeting on Wednesday together, and I wanted to talk about Uranus and Gemini. Um, but also I wanted to go into more of the what do you call it? Like the aura, the bio field, more about like maybe the chakras, and things like that. We're going to talk a little bit about that. More too, and how we can help with all this Uranus and Gemini energy that is coming at us fast and hard. All right. If you enjoy these kind of things and these readings, come and visit me at www.themoontree.org. And you can come join us on Zoom tonight too for more readings, more one on one, and bring you in the spotlight and have cool intuitive chats and things like that. All right. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.